It's been a long time coming, hasn't it? Let me drink some water. What is this? A YouTube video from Vanessa Marie, a business coach? How does this even make sense? What does it even mean? Okay, let me not be dramatic. I'm honestly just so nervous that I'm going to yap and yap and yap. Let me rewind. I'm Vanessa Marie. I am a 28-year-old business coach, entrepreneur. I actively run 2 businesses. I have scaled to the 5-figure and the 6-figure mark in my business, and I now help women do the same thing. But first, we should probably address the fact that I am on YouTube. Most of your business coaches are on Instagram, and I'm also on Instagram. If you don't follow me, it's Vanessa Marie. Give me a follow. What are you doing?
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Go follow me there. I will still be on there, but let's address the fact that I am on YouTube. I always say that business is one big puzzle piece, and a lot of times we just want to create the puzzle immediately, like have it all come together at once, and that's simply not the way it works. It's also not how life works. You need to know that you are building a bigger picture. You are building brick by brick. You are building the puzzle one puzzle piece at a time. So I knew that YouTube was always going to be in my future, some way, some shape, some form, somehow, but I never knew why. And I just trusted that as I was present in my journey, it would all come together, and it all did come together because here I am. Every step that you take in business, every level that you work on is a piece of the puzzle that goes giving you clarity. It's almost like the Bible verse that tells you if you are so focused on tomorrow, you're gonna miss what God has placed in front of you right now. I am a previous deacon from the church. That's part of my story. Follow me on Instagram if you want to know more of that. But no longer in the church, no longer a deacon, but now a business coach. And I believe that that Bible verse still rings true to this day. I know that if you're here, you have big dreams. I know that you're ambitious. I know that you have big goals. I know that you want to build financial wealth. Every single person in business that I have worked with has the same exact goal. I want to make more money. I want to be financially free. I don't want to have financial stress. And I want to have time freedom. I want to do whatever the heck I want to do in my day. The difference is you all have different ways of putting a picture on it. For some of you, the picture of financial freedom and time freedom looks like a clothing brand. For other ones of you, it looks like a mastermind. It looks like coaching. It looks like an agency. You all just put different pictures on it, but underneath, it's all the same thing that you are all seeking, and you need to trust the puzzle. Where was I going with this? We're off to a great start, you guys. I am losing my train of thought. The reason why I am starting YouTube. Long story short, I am not a short form girly. My God, Instagram has been the bane of my existence, and I know that it is the bane of a lot of business owners' existence. I wanted a better way to communicate with you guys, with the women that are actually committed to this, the woman who is saying, I am not accepting anything less than what I know I deserve as my reality. This is the YouTube channel for you. You are the woman that I am starting this for. I'm a yapper. I'm passionate. I want to talk to you. I want to teach. I want to educate. And you could argue that I could have just started a podcast to do that, right? Technically, this could be a podcast. You wouldn't be wrong, okay? You have a point. But the reason that a podcast wasn't the next step for me is because I don't just want to sit down and educate. I don't just want to sit down and talk. I want to live life with you. Like, will you marry me? Just kidding. But I want to do life with you. The truth is that you listen to a ton of podcasts already. You download a ton of freebies already. You join a bunch of courses and low ticket offers that don't do anything for you because you are stuck in a cycle of do more, do more, do more to make more. And it's not until you break that cycle that you're going to step into that level that gives you true wealth and time freedom. But right now, you think that you need to hustle and earn your income level. So the point of the YouTube channel is I'm not just going to talk to you. I'm going to bring you into my life. I'm going to vlog. Yeah, I'm going to vlog. I'm going to show you the actual behind the scenes of the life that I have built, all of it. Also, there's a lot of fake stuff on social media. So YouTube was the perfect way to bring you in and show you reality. That is how we landed here. That is who I am and how we landed here. And I am so happy that you are here. We're about to not be best friends. No. We're about to enter a empowerment relationship here where I am going to empower you to be the version of you that I know you can be. I know a lot of you are watching this and you are comfortable in your business. Girl, I am uncomfortable starting a brand new platform, but I'm doing it. This video specifically is going to start off with me sharing with you the 5 toughest lessons that I learned in 2025, or should I say the 5 toughest lessons that 2025 taught me, because you know how they say you should grab life by the balls. Okay, I feel like for a lot of us 2025 grabbed us by the balls. Okay, it was a very difficult year, but it was full of so many lessons and so much growth. So I want to start with this disclaimer about how I view a new year. And this is likely, by the time it took me to get this all together, going to come out in February for you guys. So it's a great checkpoint for us to see 30 days out of 365 have gone by in the year. What promises have you actually kept to yourself? And what promises already fell through the cracks? Because a lot of you started this year. I had conversations with some of you in the DMs of you guys telling me, I know this is my year to implement everything that I've learned from your free trainings. I know this is my year to implement and show up online and use everything that I use from the messaging and implement. And a lot of you have not. And I don't want you to look at this from a place of beating yourself up, but I want you to look at this from a place of true self-awareness. If you want to be that 7-figure business owner, if you want to be that multi-6-figure business owner, you need to have extremely strong self-leadership to where you can clock your own BS. And you can clock your own patterns. What are the stories that you tell yourself that make you not do the hard things, that make you stop doing the uncomfortable and just settle into your comfort zone? What is it that is stopping your most successful version of yourself? That's self-leadership. So clock what promises you've kept to yourself so far and give yourself a round of applause. And then clock the promises that you haven't kept to yourself. Tell yourself, I'm not going to let that happen again in February. So the way that I see the new year is, one, I think new year, new me is absolute BS. It's not new year, new you. For those of you that watch F1, or I think everyone, the general population, has an idea of how races go, right? You run a few laps, you stop at a pit stop, you tighten your screws, you change your tires, and you get back on the track. A lot of you think that the end of a year is actually the end of something. It's the end of nothing. Nothing has ended. You are actually being granted a whole new 365 days. So the new year has already begun. Now that we're at that 30-day checkpoint, it's not new year, new me. Oh, I've already failed at these new year resolutions. No, I want you to see this as your pit stop in an F1 race, because your mission hasn't changed. Your vision hasn't changed. You just need to tighten your screws a little bit. Some of you need a lot of tightening. No, I'm just kidding. Tighten your screws a little bit. Change your tires. Fix what's not working and get back on the track. So everything that I'm about to share with you is not me beating myself up, or for you to beat yourself up either. Nobody wins from you beating yourself up. As a matter of fact, congratulations on recognizing the failures, because it's lessons learned and they're going to serve you in 2026. So these lessons that I'm going to share with you, they're going to serve all of us in 2026. But please, for the love of God, please stop seeing this as the end of something. No, pick yourself right back up. Nothing has ended. There's no actual deadline. It's just 365 days. It's just a calendar. This is your pit stop. Tighten your screws. Choose your pit stop team intentionally. Choose the person that's tightening your screws intentionally. Choose the person that's changing your tires intentionally. It's a tongue twister. And get back on the track. You have more laps to run. We're not done yet. Let's get to work, okay? Let's also get to the 5 lessons I learned, because my God, this is why I'm doing long form. This is why I'm doing long form content. Lesson number 1. Humans will always go from one extreme to the other. I actually learned this in 2024 in therapy, and 2025 brought it into a lot of existence for me, especially the more women I coached, the more I learned this to be true, okay? Human beings, our tendency is to literally go from one extreme to the other. I don't know if you've ever heard of attachment styles, but to give you guys, I'm all about practical examples. To give you guys attachment To give you a practical example, an anxiously attached person, when they are working on their anxiously attached style, they are likely going to go from being really anxious to just being completely avoidant, just avoiding the thing that is making them anxious, not thinking about it. It's just their human nature. If I can't keep doing this, I'm just gonna go to the other extreme. Don't do that. Don't do that. Or avoidance. If they're working on their avoidant attachment style, they're likely going to end up being extremely anxious. They're going to go to the other extreme and say, well, since I'm not ignoring everything right now and I'm paying attention to everything, like I am so anxious. It's human nature to go from one extreme to the other. In business, the way this happens is you start really, really motivated and you're like, I am going to go balls to wall. I am committed. I am going to make this happen. To, I don't know if this is for me. I'm questioning everything. I have ghosted my audience. I got low engagement. No one wants to hear from me. No one wants to pay me. Wait a damn second. What happened to you weren't going to settle for anything less? What happened to this is what's meant for me? How did you go from one extreme to the other? Human tendency is the response, okay? The sooner you can clock this, the sooner you can start catching the own stories that you tell yourself, okay? The whole goal, back to the attachment styles, the goal is not for you to go from being anxious to avoidant or from avoidant to anxious. The goal is for you to become secure. And it's the same goal in business. The goal is not for you to be extremely motivated, and the goal is also not for you to be extremely dismotivated. The goal is for you to be secure in the middle. It doesn't matter how many likes I get. I decided that this is for me. It doesn't matter what the Instagram algorithm tells me. It doesn't matter the engagement that I get. This is for me. I am moving forward. I am going to keep showing up regardless. I am not starting this year with motivation. I should have said that from the beginning, but full honestly, I did not enter 2026 motivated. I entered 2026 convicted, more than ever rooted in the fact that this is what I am meant to do and I am taking this to the next level. But there was no motivation in that. There was simply conviction. When you yourself can catch yourself going from side to side, I want you to notice the story that you're telling yourself and just stop for a minute and say, wait a second, I was really motivated a month ago. Why am I not motivated now? And what story am I telling myself? It's very, very hard to stop your own BS, catch your own patterns, and step into that self-leadership of, this story is not true. This story is not reality. I'm going to keep moving forward. Second toughest lesson that I learned was that emotions are $1 million investments. Okay. The true $1 million investments in business are your emotions. And this ties into what we just spoke about, okay? You need to be so careful with what emotions you are investing into, and you need to treat it as if it was a $1 million investment. I do not recommend that you invest $1 million into your disappointment or self-doubt or overthinking or over preparation. Clock how much time you are investing into certain emotions and change your investments. Stop investing into that emotion. It's not reaping you the return that you want. There's no good ROI on it. So treat your other emotions like the $1 million investments. Today, my $1 million is going into confidence, conviction, certainty, rootedness, purpose, calling. You get the point. Third toughest lesson that 2025 taught me is that it's not always supposed to feel good. And please, my God, I don't want to get canceled on my first YouTube video, but please don't hate me for this. I don't know when we got so sensitive. If you know me on a personal level, you know how I am all for mental health, feeling your emotions, processing them, being aware of them. I am not the ignore that it's there and push through and grind and grind and grind. That is not me. But I don't know when we got so sensitive to the point where we thought that self-love meant that we could sit on our excuses. We think that giving ourselves grace is letting ourselves be less than we know that we're meant to be. That's not self-love. Love is safe. Yes, you are right. Love is safe. Safe enough for you to make mistakes and grow. Self-love is not avoiding mistakes. It's not avoiding failures. It's not avoiding doubt. Self-love is, or love in general, is safe enough to show up and make the mistake and learn from it, to show up and have the tough conversation and grow from it. I don't know when we got so sensitive as a generation or as a society to where we think that everything is an excuse to just lie in bed and do nothing. That's not love. Love, self-care, kindness, it challenges you. It makes you want to grow. It makes you want to be better. It's not supposed to feel good. This doesn't feel good right now. This is brand new to me. It's not supposed to feel good. That is the sign of growth. The fourth lesson that 2025 taught me is you must express what you need always. And this ties into the narratives that we create in our heads. And I'm going to give you guys a really honest example. My business coach might be watching this, and this example is going to have to do with her. A lot of us, we invest into programs, we invest into support. And when we don't get the results that we want, we create these narratives in our heads. And we start telling ourselves, like, this just isn't for me. This investment wasn't worth it. This is a true story that I lived and I had to learn from. I was just in this story in my head, not even clocking where I wasn't showing up the way I needed to. But there was just this story in my head of like, my needs aren't being met. And then 6 months passed and I had this like realization of, well, what is it that I actually need? When I realized what I actually needed, I also realized that I had never spoken up and said that. I'm over here creating this story in my head and I never expressed what I actually needed. And my business coach, she's very intuitive. I am also a very intuitive business coach. Based off of where my clients are at, I know what they need. And I can pretty much, without them telling me, tell them, hey, I know this is what you're needing right now. But there also comes this self-leadership moment where you must recognize, where is it your fault for you not expressing the needs that you had? Very similar to relationships, a lot of times we let this internal frustration build, and it's only until we allow ourselves to have the tough conversation that we hit that breakthrough of like, oh, thank God I said something. It's the same thing in your business. You must always, always express what you need. Always. And that is great self-leadership inside of you. If you don't, you will self-sabotage. And no, it's not the coach's fault. No, it's not the program's fault. A lot of times I find when people come to me and they say that they invested in something and they didn't get the results that they wanted, it's always for one of three reasons. One, there wasn't enough personal support and it was just generalized, and that doesn't work anymore nowadays. Two, there is personalized support, but it's outdated strategies that don't work in today's market anymore. Or three, you actually didn't put in the work. So if you had an experience like that in 2025, I want you to ask yourself, which of the three is the reason why you didn't get the support that you wanted? The last lesson that 2025 taught me, and I think the most important, and honestly the reason that this YouTube channel is being born, is you must create your own discomfort. You must. If you are comfortable right now, you are not growing. And listen, there are seasons for maintenance, there are seasons for growth, there are seasons for bulking, there are seasons for cutting. Can you tell that I'm also a gym girl? There's a season for everything. But if you say you want to be the 7-figure business owner, if you truly want to be the woman that you claim you so badly want to be, you must be willing to create your own discomfort. You must be willing to put yourself in uncomfortable situations. Business owners, entrepreneurs carry this characteristic where they are not afraid to be a beginner, because there are always going to be new things that come up in the market. There are always going to be new things that come up on social media. You cannot be afraid to be a beginner in something for the sake of becoming an expert. And in part, that's why I'm starting this YouTube channel vulnerably. I found a comfort zone in my business where technically I didn't need more growth. I didn't need it. I could be very comfortable where I was at, not doing anything else. But I knew deep down inside that would be me settling. So this YouTube channel is a discomfort for me. It's me purposely putting myself in an uncomfortable situation for the sake of growth. And also because I am convicted deep down inside, I know with clarity and certainty this is the next step for my business. But I only know that because I've allowed myself to be present. I am not in the hustle and bustle. I am not lost in the busyness. I am not overworking myself. I am not over delivering. I've already conquered the level where I hold my boundaries, and I've structured my business so well to the point where it almost made me comfortable. But I had to clock myself and create my own discomfort. And the best example, real life example that I can give you of this is the gym. If you do not lift heavy weights, you will not grow muscle. And heavy weights hurt. They challenge you. They create a discomfort. So in 2026, you are going to witness me create my own discomfort, show up in new ways. And I challenge you to come along on the journey with me. If you have watched this far into our business chat, I want you to drop a yellow heart in the comments, so I know that you're a real one and you listened this far, and I will be commenting back. I love to have conversations with you girls. This is why the YouTube channel is being born, because I know that on Instagram you are doom scrolling. I know that on Instagram you are just listening to those free resources, but you don't actually execute. You're over consuming, over learning, and you're not making any actual progress. You're listening to the people that are telling you that you have to do more and post more and do your content this way. How about you try something new? There's a new way to do this, and that is why we are starting YouTube. No more doom scroll. Sit down, watch this video, and let's execute together. I hope that when you tune in, we are having this conversation together and we are building the dream life together. You are never alone, and I hope that you know that. So without further ado, I can't believe this was my first YouTube intro. Without further ado, let's jump into the vlog. We did it!